The Memphis Grizzlies have just won their 9th straight game after absolutely demolishing the Lakers last night, despite what it may look like on the scoreboard, as the Lakers made a late run with their bench in the game in garbage time, and the Grizzlies now hold the longest current streak in the NBA and are the hottest team on the block. What this team is doing is completely out of the ordinary, and honestly they aren't even getting close to as much respect as they deserve, as they have climbed their way up to the 4th seed in the Western Conference and have abolished any of the expectations anyone had put on them at the start of the season, and just broke their franchise record for most wins in a row with 9. Nobody thought this team was going to be this good and have been counted out long before the season had started, as many NBA analysts had projected this team to be at best an 8th seed in the playoffs, with many people believing they wouldn't even get to that point. Just to give some reference of where the consensus was for the Grizzlies, the Vegas odds for them at the start of the season was to finish with 41 wins on the year, and what's crazy to see is that it is almost exactly the halfway point of the season, and the team already has 28 wins, which means they would have to go 13-26 to finish off the year to reach that projection from Vegas. The crazy thing about Memphis is that with their current roster and how this team is built, the fact that they are already this good means they are miles ahead of schedule, as the team is the second youngest team in the entire NBA, and the potential for them to be so much better than where they're at right now is at an all-time high. Also, only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, so if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Enjoy the video. This team comes out each and every night with that same grit and grind mentality that the Memphis Grizzlies are famously known for, and despite their age, they have not backed down to any of the star-studded opponents they've faced. Ja Morant, the former 2nd overall pick, is the leader of this Grizzlies squad, and he has evolved his game to a whole new level this season that is hinting that he is very well on his way to become a superstar in this league. Morant is balling out of his mind this season, and honestly, with the Grizzlies' recent success, his stock in the MVP conversation is 100% going to rise and can continue going in this direction if Memphis proceeds with their winning ways that I don't see slowing down anytime soon. Literally before the game last night, since he only scored 16 points in the win over the Lakers, he no longer finds himself on this list that I'm about to talk about because he averages 24.7 points per game instead of the 25 he needs. Yet practically for the entire season, Ja Morant has been a part of the 25, 5, and 5 club, which is a list of extremely exclusive players of literally the top guys in the league. The only other guys on this list are Giannis, Curry, Durant, LeBron, and Jokic. Take that in for a second. Ja Morant was featured with the top players in the league, all practically future Hall of Famers, and he is just 22 years old. On top of this, he averages the least minutes out of any player on this list, so to be honest, if you give him those extra minutes, he would find himself right back up there with the best of the league. I don't want anyone to take this incredible statistic away from Morant, as he is literally 0.3 points per game away, that I honestly assure you he'll be able to make up for that either next game or in the next couple of games, since he's been so dominant this season. What Morant has been able to do is something that needs to be talked about more, considering he's only in his 3rd NBA season, and even on top of the crazy numbers I just mentioned, pair those with 1.4 steals per game, and he's almost averaging 50% shooting from the field and almost 40% from 3. I can feel the hype surrounding Morant growing, especially thanks to this 9-game win streak the team is on, yet I really hope it continues because he's doing something special out there and has constantly made highlight after highlight for this team, either with his unearth-like bounce and some of the dunks he's been able to have, or some of his defensive highlights like the two-handed block last night that honestly looked like it came from a video game. Every NBA team needs a superstar in today's day to seriously have a shot at winning championships, and I'm not saying this is the year for the Grizzlies, even though it very well can be, but the future has never been brighter as long as they have Ja in their backcourt, and I think this is just the beginning of what he can eventually contribute to this team. Now, this 9-game win streak has in no way been all Ja Morant. This team is built to be incredibly well-rounded and have multiple young stars right now on the come up, who have been matching the intensity Ja brings to the table, and they have collectively dominated their opponents. Over the team's last 9 games, they have a point differential of 115, which is enough points to literally win the team another game. This roster is full of guys that are incredibly slept on, and like I mentioned earlier, they are the second youngest team in the NBA, so their futures are almost as bright as Morant's, which makes this team look terrifying down the road. Desmond Bane looks to be the team's future at the shooting guard position, as he's only 23 years old and was going head to head with LeBron last night and getting very chippy with the King as well, yet he didn't come close to backing down and accepted the challenge of taking him on, which already just shows you the confidence the kid has at such a young age. He's also the team's best shooter, as he ranks in the top 10 in the NBA in 3-point percentage, shooting 42.8%. Bane's efforts on the court are just beginning to reach the spotlight, as you can see his play transforming the more games this team plays together, and he gets more confident than he already is, as he is definitely looking to be that right-hand man for Morant, being a lethal scorer in the NBA that has already been relied upon to get the Grizzlies out of shooting slumps to get that go-to bucket. Jaron Jackson Jr., who is the same age as Ja at 22, is averaging 16 points and 5 rebounds and is the anchor in the paint for this team, as he averages almost 2 blocks per game. Jackson's role on this team is only slowly getting larger as he continues to play well on the court, and he is very capable being this team's starting center of the future, as the one thing he struggles with on the court is his efficiency scoring the ball, yet this roster is full of guys that pick up the slack for him, allowing him to grow into his role with less pressure. Not to mention, he has the ideal frame for a future center with an incredibly long wingspan, and he also is very mobile on the court. Memphis also has Dylan Brooks, a dynamic scorer averaging 18 points but has missed some time with an injury this season, yet with him out of the lineup, the Grizzlies have been able to still get wins, which shows you just how deep this roster is, making up the 18 points a night with ease with guys that fill in off the bench. What makes this starting core on this team so unique is that not all of them are averaging top of the league Ja-like numbers, but the amount of steals that they are averaging together allows for them to absolutely swarm opposing teams and truly make a statement starting out games that they are one of the strongest defensive teams in the league, intimidating opponents to start off games. The list of key contributors goes on and on this team, as this has to be one of the most complete rosters in the NBA in the sense of how well-rounded they are as a unit. And on top of that, this bench unit is full of young guys that all have the opportunity to grow on this team to eventually play larger roles for this squad. Guys like Brandon Clark, who is 25, Jarrett Culver, the Timberwolves lottery pick from a couple years back, is just 22 and can quickly turn his career around. Zaire Williams, the team's 10th overall pick this year, who is 20. Tyus Jones, one of the team's best playmakers, and he comes off the bench, and even still many more guys. The team does have an incredibly tough schedule ahead of them, so it will be very interesting to see how good this team can be, yet I think we all may come out of it believing this team truly is what its record is telling us. The Memphis Grizzlies do things that constantly give them the best opportunity to win, no matter if their stars aren't playing up to their potential, as they currently lead the league on the glass with the most rebounds per game, doing this while also being dominant on defense, leading the league in both steals and blocks per game on the year as well. They pair this defensive effort by having the 4th best offensive rating in the entire NBA, and honestly I believe that their play in those statistics has to be the reason they've had so much success this season, being one of the most physical teams in the league, as this has to be an intimidating factor for any team coming in to play them. It should be no surprise what the Memphis Grizzlies have been able to do on the court, as they have earned the right to now be talked about of being up there in the top 10 teams in the league as of this very moment. What's going to be incredibly scary to witness is going to be when this team ages, how good they're all going to become when they all grow to their full potentials as a unit. The sky is most certainly the limit for this squad, and I'm going to be looking forward to what they're going to be able to accomplish not only this season, but for many seasons to come, as I truly believe that this team is legit and they are many years ahead of schedule. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and if you did enjoy this video, consider giving it a like, as it does help out with YouTube's algorithm, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more NBA videos like this one that I will be posting multiple times per week. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic night.